Hello everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm back with another highly requested video. So, in today's video, what are the things we are going to see? First point is like it is going to be a complete industry level real-time DevOps project, and we will do here hands-on on almost every DevOps tools. We will try to touch upon every DevOps tools which is necessary or required into a real-time DevOps project scenario. And apart from that, we will see from the we will try to build like some basic building block, like from infrastructure creation either by using Terraform or cloud formation till continuous deployment. Okay, like you're writing the infrastructure, you are writing creating the Docker files, building the Docker images, pushing it to the Docker hub, storing. So there are many various things which will be included here. Okay, so what are the tools and technologies we are going to use in this project? So first thing is like we will deploy the let me give you a quick walkthrough, like what are the tools we are using, like Terraform or cloud formation for infrastructure as a code. Jenkins, for we will using Jenkins we will automate the complete builds, and we will use Nexus to store the snapshots or the war files. We will maintain the version of the images. We will have the sonar queue so that we will have the code coverage here. Okay, either it is up to the mark or not, like either okay. And coming to the Maven, we are using Maven. Basically our code will be Java a web application, so for that we are using Maven as a build tool so that we can generate the artifact or war files. Okay, and yeah, we are using Docker here, so we can create images by writing the Docker files. So here we will see multi-stage Docker file concept, right? That is going to help you in your interviews. Like only knowing Docker file is not enough. You know how to write a multi-stage Docker file. This comes under the best practices of writing a Docker file also. Okay, apart from that we will see elastic Kubernetes services and Argo CD. Hope you are aware of this tool. Like in instead of Jenkins will trigger like this your image you have created to the Docker hub. Now that image, if you want to deploy into EKS cluster, that is a like Jenkins is triggering. But in this project we are not doing this. We are going for the latest approach, that is Agro CD. So Agro CD will automatically pull all the files, like either you have wrote the manifest file like deployment services config secret, it will automatically pull those changes and it will deploy. So in Jenkins you do not have the clarity like how your things are getting deployed onto EKS cluster, right? But in the Argo CD you can see in visual way. Okay, in visual way you will have the idea these are the services, deployments are getting deployed. We will see going ahead. And yeah, Kubernetes, and we will see shell script as well. So let me start with the high level diagram of this project which we are going to use in this. Okay, so see, um, this is we. Okay, so one more thing I would like to, before going to this project, I would like to say, so if you want to get into DevOps job, if you are planning to get into DevOps job, make sure you are following each and everything whatever I am doing here. Okay, you have to type the code, you have to do the setup from your end, right? Everything is free on the in today's world, right? Like you have your AWS account, you can set up these all things. I'm going to provide you those all things, but do not ask me for the where the Jenkins file. You have I will provide you the code, right? I will provide you the code, but please do not ask where is the Jenkins file, where is the Kubernetes manifest file. That is not at all going to help you to crack any interviews. Okay, because that is already available on the internet. Then what, why you are wasting your time here, right? So better I will provide you the Java application. I will show you all the steps. Try to implement by yourself. Okay, and you will land with many great job. Trust me. Okay. So let me walk you through the high level diagram what we are going to do here. So suppose of you, this is my planning. Okay, this is my plan. Okay, so this is the high level diagram. Here this is we will write the infrastructure as Terraform and CloudFormation. Okay, so I will try to write in CloudFormation because I have already made a video on Terraform template. If you want, then I can write this in Terraform as well. Okay, because it is very hard to getting. You will not get complete Terraform template on uh, this anywhere you will search. Okay, based on the industry demand, you will not get. So I am planning to do make a video for infrastructure provisioning using Terraform as well. We will see that. Okay, so think like right now I am using going ahead with CloudFormation. So CloudFormation template you have wrote. Okay, like basically CloudFormation will contain all the resources. Actually we are going to create this one, this infrastructure. I will show you, I will give you a walkthrough of that. So this is going to be a basically okay, so once you have wrote all your cloud formation template, okay, you will do what, you will store those all cloud formation template into this S3 bucket. So the type of this, so the type of cloud formation we are going to use here, that is going to be a okay, so that is yeah, so that is nested stack. Means for each and every resource there will be so many modules, right? So for Jenkins you will have some YAML file, for a Sonar Cube you will have some file, for this Nexus you will have some file. Okay, so we will write these all YAML files, okay, cloud formation files, and we will upload this to the S3 bucket. Now what we will have a nested stack, like we will have a main file, it will be with us only. So after uploading all the like individual modules, like for Sonar Cube, Jenkins, and this Nexus, I have uploaded already those all things. Okay, so I will have a main file. Using that I will trigger, I will trigger these all files. Okay, using main file I am going to trigger all the files I have kept here. Okay, so once we will trigger, it is going to create a stack into the cloud formation. Okay, and our cloud formation is going to create this type of structure. Okay, so let me show you if I can zoom it. Okay, so what are the things we are going to create here? You can see this is a three-tier architecture basically, and this is a VPC. Okay, we will create one VPC. It will have three subnets here. Okay, three subnet here, that is fine. We have two public subnet. Okay, we have two public subnet. We will have, sorry, that is not a subnet. Like we have three set of subnet. Okay, first in the first we will have two subnet, two public subnet, and we are going to create four private subnet. Okay, and after that we need the security, application security group as well, right? So instead of exposing like this is most important thing which is going to help you the interview. Like, see, using security group, you can what are the things you are allowing? Basically what do you do? Like you are allowing HTTPS, you are allowing TCP, but here using this EC2 we will allow the security group to access. Okay, this suppose this is Tomcat which is running the Java application. We will not use Tomcat also. Okay, don't worry about that. Suppose this is a Tomcat, it is having security group. So this Jenkins is trying to access this Tomcat, correct? How it will access? Using security group. Okay, so instead of allowing all the traffic to access this, what we will do, we will see that also, like only and only Jenkins can access this Tomcat server. This is very important. Okay, apart from that we will see how load balancing will happen. So yeah, using template only we are going to create this complete infrastructure. Okay, so hope you understood this all thing. There is a VPC, it is having two public subnet, four private subnet, right? Private subnets are basically for what? For database, for keeping the database purpose, right? So nobody can directly access this. And this is your public subnet in which you will deploy your Jenkins, your SonarQube, your Nexus, correct? So that you can access using the public IP, correct? So okay, so now let me give you a quick walkthrough of how the project structure is going to be, how the workflow will be. Okay, so hope my diagram looking beautiful, like I have worked a lot to create this. Okay, so see, this is where you are writing your code. Once you have wrote your code in the sense, what you have wrote your YAML files, you have your Java code. YAML file in the sense it is cloud formation template, it is having your Java web application code, it is having your Docker files. Okay, these all things you are writing and committing into the GitHub. Okay, into any repo you have kept all the code, you have pushed all the code to the GitHub, you have done the code check-in. Now GitHub will automatically trigger the webhook. Okay, once it has triggered the webhook, your Jenkins job will start. Okay, so for the Java code, it will do what? It will do many operations, like it will do unit testing on your code, it will perform build on your code, it will perform integration testing on your code. So these all thing it is happening using Maven. Okay, Jenkins is not doing anything. We have installed Maven on the Jenkins only. Okay, so Maven is doing what? It is performing all these test cases. Okay, it is all the we can say it these are the tests it has to perform. Jenkins has to perform using Maven. That is a build tool we are using here. Once that is done, okay, it will Jenkins will do what? It will generate the, like you can see here I am building. Once I will perform the build, it will generate the war files or EAR files, whatever format you have written in your code. So basically my code will have war files. Once Jenkins will generate the war files, it is going to we have integrated SonarQube with the Jenkins, so the war files it will send to the SonarQube. Okay, so why we are using SonarQube? So why we use SonarQube? So so to do static code analysis. That is what, how many errors, vulnerability sorry vulnerability is there. Okay, so once you have sent your artifact to the SonarQube, it is going to do what? It is going to check the code coverage. Okay, so code coverage in the sense, like in real time project, how it goes, like there should be a code coverage industry mark, like if it is 80%, if it is done the code coverage to 80%, then only this code, this artifact we will use to build the Docker images, right? If it is not fine, it is having the vulnerabilities and error or many things, right? So it should not be used for the production purpose, right? So that is why we have added the checks here. If it is the code coverage, SonarQube will calculate. We will set that also, like how to set the code coverage I will show. If it is less than 80%, then the build is going to fail. Stop here. Again the Java, who is working on the Java code, the developers will start working on this whole thing. We will share the report. Okay, they will start working on this code again this all process will happen. Suppose for the second time code is okay, code coverage we have got greater than 80%, build succeed. Wow. And once the build succeed, so that artifact we have to store somewhere for the version versioning purpose. So what we will do, we will create we will have this Sona type Nexus. It is basically a server we have created using a cloud formation. Hope you remembered in the this I have kept here the SonarQube Nexus and the Jenkins code, right? So I will store the build artifact because code coverage is greater than this. Okay, fine. Now I have that version. Now these all things happen. Now Jenkins will do what? Jenkins, based on that artifact, if the artifact is fine, code, it is following the code coverage, it is going to take that artifact, and based on that it we will write the docker file. Using that docker file we will build the image. Okay, because we got the image, perfect image now, and we will push it to the docker. Okay, once we have pushed it to the docker hub, so jenkins will do what, it will start it will. So for the first phase I am planning in this way. For the first phase jenkins will only start triggering, like deploying all the kubernetes manifest file to the amazon eks cluster. Okay, we are not using here minikube, we are going to use now eks cluster. Okay, so one more important thing I would like to share here, like see, using jenkins, whenever you will try to deploy this eks, anything like kubernetes manifest file on eks, 90% people will face issue. Because whenever they are new to this, they are not aware about the what are the user you are using to deploy these all things. Okay, so that issue I will resolve here. Okay, and this is very very important. Okay, going forward, if you will do this project of, if you're following me and doing these all things with me, watching the video, you're sure going to face this issue. And yeah, for that for that I have a plan. I will make a separate video how to overcome this issue. Otherwise you have done this much setup but you are not able to do the deployment, then yeah, you are trapped. So for that I will show you how we can make use of the same user who have deployed. So what is the main purpose here? Like, see, the user who deployed the user who will deploy your jenkins, your sonarcube, your nexus, your eks cluster. Okay, using cloud formation, the same user we have to use while the same user permission we have to provide to jenkins. Okay, then only jenkins will start communicating with the amazon eks cluster. It is not like you will directly deploy onto that. So for that you have to need some policy to access this, correct? So jenkins will have that same user policy, and it will, then only it will able to authenticate. And once it will authenticate, then only it will be able to deploy. So this was the first phase. And the second phase, as I have told, I'm going to use your argo cd. So instead of, see, jenkins is doing the deployment here, right? So instead of that, what will happen, we will install argo cd. It will do, so that will basically do what? So see, what is the main purpose of using argo cd here? Okay, so using jenkins, if you are deploying your manifest file, you do not have any idea. Okay, like you can't see in the middle of that, right, what is going on. Once this is deployed, you got the result, that's it. Okay, but argo cd is something like, it is going to check if new version of manifest file came, then only it is going to take all the changes, and it will automatically deploy on the location, like in this case it is eks cluster, right? It is going to automatically. And second thing, you can see visually these are the deployment services and all are getting deployed, right? So that is why this is more preferable nowadays in industry. Okay, so this is what we have understood till now. Oh, so let me show you like what are the various stages we will have, what is the final output we will get, right? So for that, maybe you are super excited, so let me show you that also. So the wait is over now. This is what we are expecting as a output. So this is basically a image file. So maybe it will not look more cleaner, but see. So these are the steps we will follow. Like, we are doing the git checkout here, correct? We are clearing the workspace. We are performing the unit test, integration test. We are doing code analysis with check style. Like, in this way you will get some graphs, right? This is showing how many warnings are there. You can see the trends here. Okay, and you can send the developer to fix those issues. See, this is the graph. Okay, and apart from that, I'm doing a wasp check as well. Okay, so for that you have this graph. Okay, you can see what are the OR spaces and all, it is going to show you. Okay, apart from that, we are doing this code analysis with sonar cube, correct? So this is the sonar cube quality gate we have set, correct? So you can see here it is passing, right? And once this is over, it is passing the quality gate or the code coverage. Then only I told, right, that code that code that code we will take, we will build the image, we will build, and we will publish that artifact to the nexus repository. Okay, once we have pushed, okay, so from this part you are aware that we got the perfect what word files, right, that we are using for next purpose only. If it will fail at this stage only, then yeah, the developer may need to work on that code to get this done, right? So after pushing it to the Nexus repository, we will use the same artifact. We will copy the artifact and we will deploy. We will write the Docker multi-stage Docker file, right? So instead of what, like instead of installing Maven onto, suppose what you can do, like in this case we have already installed Maven onto the Jenkins server, right? So, but you can build a multi-stage Docker file. Like in the first stage, you are going to build the artifact, and in the second stage, you are copying the artifact and deploying onto the JDK or JADI, right? So, but we already have that artifact, right? So I will show you. I will show you like how to write the multi-stage Docker file, but in this case, it is not required. Okay. So so once we have the Docker app image building, okay, then we have to push the image to the Docker hub. So this is all about the CI process. Okay, now we will see what do we have in CD process, like what we will do for deployment. Okay, so as you can see here, this is just a workspace cleanup here. Okay, we are doing the GitHub checkout. So the pipeline is designed in such a way, whenever CI will be completed, okay, successfully, whenever it will be completed, it is going to automatically trigger this CD part. Once this will fail, it is not going to trigger the CD deployment part. Okay, so once this is done, so you can see here I am making this connection, I'm making connection to the cluster. So this should not be in the real-time environment, you are not going to show this, but to make it graphically clear to you, like for many of you are beginner, you are not aware of this step, so you will keep in mind for the next time you are doing. So you can hide this step, correct? You are not going to, you do not need this particular step to do stage to write, but this step to be done, right? Suppose there are multiple cluster, how you are going to deal with that, right? So you have to connect with a particular cluster on which you want to proceed with your deployment. So you can see it is deployed onto the EKS cluster. Once this connection will be made, authentication has been done, then only it is deploying onto the EKS cluster, correct? So this CD part only I was right now it is being done by Jenkins, right, the CD part. But in the next phase of this same project, what we will see, how we can make use of Argo CD, and that will only pull the new latest files and it will automatically deploy. We will have the graphical user interface where we can see in the real time all the result. So this is all about the project. So if you really want to learn, you have to uh, you have to stay tuned with me, you have to support, you have to write your all doubt in the comment section, and make sure you I'm investing this much time, so at least like this video and share with your friends. And you can trust me, like you can come to my this LinkedIn. Okay, you can check my profile where I have posted like how my videos are helping a lot of people, right? People are getting 8 to 10 job. Okay, so I'm not just saying, you can check it out under the comment section, or you can come to my LinkedIn profile, visit my LinkedIn profile, and you will have the idea. Okay, so that's it for today. I will see you in the next lecture. Okay, so yeah, so stay tuned. This is going to be the first part, and going forward, if I will have the good response, then I'm sure going to implement these all things. So thanks for watching.